So, imagine you wake up, scroll through Instagram, and suddenly see a grandma beefing with her own daughter over a baby on Live. Not just any baby, Baby Chrisean Jr. The most talked about infant since Stormy Webster learned to pose for paparazzi. And front and center, Karlissa, the self-proclaimed realest mom in the game, whose text just got leaked like the internet's latest teapot explosion. This isn't family drama. This is a clout-chasing Olympics. And everyone's fighting for gold. We've got tears, texts, and toxicity that makes the Kardashians look like the Brady Bunch. 1 minute Karlissa is preaching about being a concerned grandma, and the next, the internet's whispering, is she just doing it for the likes? Screenshots, shade, and screaming matches. Oh, it's messy. The kind of messy that can't be cleaned with an apology post and a crying on the floor selfie. Because this isn't just about a baby. It's about power, fame, and who owns the narrative. Grab your popcorn, we're diving into the most chaotic family saga since Zeus Network invented drama. The internet thought it had seen everything, until Karlissa entered the chat. Like a storm in a silk bonnet, this woman didn't just log on. She arrived like a grandma possessed by the ghost of TMZ. One moment she's baking cookies. The next she's baking Blueface and Chrisean in her Instagram stories, serving emotional trauma with a side of hashtags. The woman weaponized Wi-Fi. People were minding their business, sipping iced coffee, when suddenly Karlissa's Live started trending harder than Drake's latest breakup. Viewers didn't know whether to grab tissues or popcorn. Because let's be real, this wasn't just a family spat, this was a Super Bowl of dysfunction. Karlissa was out here airing laundry so dirty it made Maury reruns look spiritual. The world watched as she went from concerned grandmother to CEO of chaos in under 60 seconds. 1 minute she's praying for her son. The next she's dragging Chrisean by her lace front and talking about custody like she's Judge Judy, with a ring light. And every time you thought it couldn't get worse, boom, another screenshot dropped. Another voice memo leaked. Another live where Karlissa turned her living room into the Thunderdome. The backstory. Oh, it's juicier than a TMZ lunch special. Karlissa is Blueface's mom, the same Blueface who gave us offbeat bars on Beat Chaos, and one of the wildest baby mama storylines in recent celebrity history. And then there's Chrisean Rock, rapper, fighter, reality star, and now, mother to baby Chrisean Jr. A baby who's already got more screen time than half of Hollywood. But while most grandmas show up with love and a diaper bag, Karlissa showed up with Wi-Fi and receipts. She wasn't crocheting, she was plotting. Her group chats were allegedly hotter than a celebrity burner account. And when those texts leaked, it was like watching gasoline meet a lit candle. The messages painted Karlissa as a mix between worried mother and master manipulator. I just want what's best for my grandson, she wrote, followed by a 3-paragraph essay dragging Chrisean's parenting, her lifestyle, and possibly her zodiac sign. The tone? Think Christian sermon meets Twitter rant, and the internet did what it does best. Pick sides like it was a Marvel crossover event. Team Karlissa screamed she's just being protective, while Team Chrisean fired back with protective doesn't mean problematic. Comment sections turned into boxing rings. Everyone became a part-time psychologist and full-time gossip detective. But what really lit the fuse was Karlissa going live. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly like she was running a reality show from her living room. Her facial expressions alone deserved an Emmy. She went off about how Chrisean was using the baby for fame, how Blueface was misunderstood, and how real women raise men. Not memes, you could almost hear the mic drop except it was a phone. And she accidentally flipped the camera mid-rant. Within minutes, the clips were everywhere. TikTok edits, reaction videos, memes. One creator even dubbed her Granny Gaslight, and it stuck faster than a Kardashian. Controversy, and let's not forget the audience. The internet vultures circling every live stream like it was a digital safari. Is this about the baby or about Clout? People asked, but deep down, everyone knew the truth. Clout was the baby. This saga wasn't about protection. It was about perception. Because in 2025, fame isn't inherited, it's streamed. And Karlissa, she was streaming in HD. Her follower count spiked, her comments blew up. And suddenly she was trending alongside artists who actually make music. Some called it a meltdown, others called it marketing. Either way, the grandma brand was booming. Meanwhile, Chrisean wasn't sitting quietly in a corner. She came back swinging, metaphorically and emotionally, posting cryptic captions like "God got me" and "I'm the real one." She reminded everyone that her brand was resilience and chaos. But then she went live too. Because, of course, this is 2025 where nobody calls lawyers. They call Instagram. In her version of events, Karlissa wasn't a grandma. She was an op in a bonnet. Chrisean claimed that Karlissa was jealous, manipulative, and obsessed with fame. She said the baby was being used as a prop in Karlissa's personal rebrand. From celebrity mom to grandma influencer, by this point, the internet was split straight down the middle. People were writing dissertations in the comments like, "This is a generational trauma cycle rooted in fame-induced delusion." Others just typed LMAOO Karlissa Walden. Memes flooded timelines. Side-by-sides of Karlissa and Kris Jenner with captions like, "The devil works hard, but Blueface's mama works harder." It was chaos, beautiful, algorithm-friendly chaos. And through it all, Baby Chrisean Jr. sat blissfully unaware, trending before his first words. But here's the plot twist no one saw coming. Blueface entered the chat. Because of course he did. The man couldn't resist a spotlight if it came with a ring light. He jumped online defending his mom 1 minute, then shading her the next. He said Chrisean was too emotional and Karlissa was doing too much. Which is basically like a pyromaniac accusing someone of playing with matches. His tweets read like therapy sessions gone wrong, and fans were screenshotting every word. Someone even started a timeline of Blueface contradictions. It had more chapters than a Netflix docu series. At this point, the situation was no longer a family issue. It was a public performance. Every tear, every post, every emoji became content. Karlissa wasn't just a mom anymore. She was a brand. Her drama had ad revenue. Even gossip blogs admitted she was too good for cable. Meanwhile, Chrisean leaned into her pain, turning heartbreak into hashtags. It was Shakespeare meets reality TV if Shakespeare had Instagram. And bad Wi-Fi, the pressure cooker exploded when a voice note leaked, allegedly Karlissa telling someone that Chrisean wasn't fit to raise her son and that she was ready to step in. That single audio clip lit up the internet like a 4th of July fireworks show. People called it manipulative, others said it was maternal instinct. But everyone agreed. Karlissa had officially gone from concerned grandma to Clout gladiator. Suddenly, blogs ran headlines like Karlissa wants custody, and Blueface's mom trying to save the baby, or the spotlight. Even mainstream outlets started covering it. CNN didn't. But honestly, it felt like they should have. The memes were merciless. Someone photoshopped Karlissa into a courtroom, holding a phone like evidence. Another edited her into the Zeus Network intro. Tagline, "I'm not messy, I'm maternal." It was meme heaven. Every time Karlissa posted a new live, TikTok reacted like Apple just dropped a new iPhone. Influencers did dramatic readings of her quotes. Late-night hosts made jokes. Even people who had no clue who Blueface or Chrisean were suddenly had opinions about their family tree. But the most dangerous part? The way the public started turning sympathy into spectacle. People forgot there was a baby involved, a literal child caught in the middle of adult-sized egos. The concerned grandma narrative twisted into something darker. Fans started questioning whether Karlissa even cared about the child or just the camera. Her constant online appearances made it seem less like advocacy and more like audition tapes for Love and Hip Hop, Family Feud edition. Then came the twist that made the internet choke on its own tea. Karlissa allegedly reached out to producers. Rumor had it she was pitching her own show, Mother Mayhem, the Karlissa Chronicles. Whether true or not, it fit the narrative perfectly. Because by now, her name was Perseo Gold. The woman who once just wanted peace was now the face of digital dysfunction. And fans, they were eating it up like it was premium content. Because drama isn't just entertainment anymore, it's economy. Chrisean, on the other hand, started showing cracks in her armor. The emotional toll was visible. Between defending herself and trying to shield her son, she looked exhausted. Yet in true Chrisean fashion, she clapped back harder. "I'm not gonna let nobody play with my motherhood," she said, voice trembling but fierce. The clip went viral instantly. People rallied behind her, calling Karlissa toxic, jealous, and chronically online. And that's when public opinion started shifting. Suddenly, Karlissa wasn't the victim, she was the villain. The same audience that praised her honesty now mocked her obsession. Every post she made became evidence. Even her motivational quotes got ratioed. People joke that if Karlissa ever says, "Let's talk about family," it's time to log out. The internet, once her playground, turned into a courtroom, and she was losing the trial of public opinion. Yet Karlissa didn't back down. If anything, she doubled down. "They can cancel me," she said in one viral live, "but they can't cancel the truth." It was defiant, dramatic, and drenched in self-righteousness, classic Karlissa. But at this point, even fans who once defended her were quietly stepping back. The clout high was wearing off and the hangover was brutal. The concerned grandma act had turned into a cautionary tale about oversharing in the age of streaming. But you can't deny it, she made headlines, moved culture, and made everyone talk. She turned motherhood into a media war, family into fandom, and a baby's name into a hashtag. Whether you loved her or hated her, you couldn't ignore her. She made chaos marketable. The same way the Kardashians built empires on contour and controversy, Karlissa built a fanbase on audacity. And that's where the story sits for now. A grandmother who went viral for caring too loudly, a mother fighting for her peace, and a baby who became the symbol of a digital generation raised on clout. Whether Karlissa's motives were maternal or maniacal, the result is the same. She's trending. And nobody can look away. The drama isn't over. Not even close. Because in this family, silence doesn't exist. There's always another live, another leak. Another quote to dissect. Karlissa didn't fade away quietly. She exploded louder than a firework factory in July. Just when the internet thought the saga was cooling off, she reignited it with fresh claims, emotional rants, and yet another live stream where her Wi-Fi cut out mid-sentence. Poetic justice, really? The woman turned drama into cardio. Every rant was a full-body workout in rage. She was pacing, clapping, crying, and preaching like she'd been baptized in chaos. Her followers watched in awe, fear, and pure confusion. One fan commented, "I came for gossip, stayed for the psychological thriller." At this point, Karlissa's reputation had split into two versions, Saint Grandma and Supervillain Grandma. Depending on which corner of the internet you visited, she was either a woman fighting to protect her bloodline, or a clout-addicted architect of her own downfall. Think of her as the Joker of family drama, misunderstood, chaotic, and forever trending. Every quote she dropped turned into a meme. Every tear became a gif. The digital world fed off her energy, and she knew it. But behind the screens, something shifted. The same fans who once defended her started calling for her to log off. Touch grass, Karlissa became a rallying cry. People realized they weren't watching a show. They were watching a slow-motion implosion. Her every move was now dissected by TikTok therapists and Twitter sociologists. You could almost hear the collective gasp when she posted, "I'm done speaking on it." Nobody believed her. She said that before. 3 times, actually. And each time, she came back harder, louder, and somehow more dramatic. Like the sequel nobody asked for but everyone streamed anyway. Meanwhile, Chrisean was trying to rebuild her peace. She leaned into motherhood, posting baby milestones and soft smiles. The contrast was almost cinematic. Chrisean with her baby, calm and glowing, while Karlissa was somewhere online, glowing too. But mostly from the phone screen's reflection during her 2 a.m. lives. Fans started sympathizing with Chrisean again. The narrative flipped. Karlissa's cries for justice were drowned out by the sound of people realizing she might not want peace. She wanted a platform, and when Blueface got arrested again, because of course he did, Karlissa used it as fresh ammunition. "I told y'all," she screamed on live. "Nobody listens to Mama K." She was right about one thing, nobody listens, but everybody watches. Her words became entertainment, her emotions became engagement. The family dynamic had turned into a business model, a never-ending loop of outrage and attention. Then came the big bombshell. Leaked DMs showing Karlissa allegedly contacting gossip blogs directly. Screenshots surfaced suggesting she was feeding them information in exchange for exposure. She denied it, of course, saying she was misunderstood and that her words were twisted. But by then, it was too late. The internet court had ruled guilty of clout chasing in the first degree, and the sentence, eternal meme Hadad, her reputation was cooked. Every new post she made was met with sarcasm. "Grandma, please go knit something," one comment read. "She fighting for followers, not family," said another. Even neutral fans couldn't ignore how fame had swallowed the original concern. What began as a grandmother's cry for protection had turned into a masterclass on how not to handle public family drama. The digital mob crowned her the queen of contradictions. But here's the tragic comedy of it all. Karlissa didn't realize she'd become the very thing she claimed to hate. She accused everyone else of chasing clout while she live-streamed her tears in HD. She said she wanted privacy, then went live 3 times a day. She warned others about fame destroying families while monetizing her own destruction. The irony was so thick you could butter it. It wasn't just a story anymore, it was a social experiment in real time. And let's not pretend the viewers are innocent. The internet loves pretending to be disgusted by drama while devouring every second of it. Every click, every retweet, every meme was fuel. We kept her relevant, even when we mocked her. Because deep down, people love watching a public downfall. Especially one that feels like reality TV without the subscription fee. Karlissa didn't just lose her image. She became the algorithm's favorite tragic character. By the end of it, Chrisean had done the unthinkable. She went silent. No rants, no posts, just peace. The same woman once accused of chaos had matured right in front of us. It was the kind of plot twist that made Karlissa's ongoing spiral look even worse. Suddenly, silence was power. And in the echo chamber of the internet, power is everything. Karlissa's rants sounded louder but mattered less. Her followers dropped. Her credibility crumbled. Even her catchphrases got stale. She was no longer the villain we loved to hate. She was the one we scrolled past, and yet, in a weird, poetic way, Karlissa won too. Because even after all that, we're still talking about her. We're analyzing, reacting, making content about her content. She might not have peace, but she has permanence. In the world of social media, that's immortality. Every scandal resets a cycle. Outrage, empathy, ridicule, repeat. It's the digital food chain, and Karlissa fed us well. Now, as the dust settles, the internet stands divided. Some call her a tragic figure of maternal obsession. Others label her a manipulator wrapped in motherhood. But everyone agrees on one thing: she made reality TV look amateur. The story of Karlissa and Baby Chrisean Jr. isn't just a headline. It's a mirror reflecting how far we've fallen into the cloud abyss. In a world where empathy has an algorithm and privacy is just a suggestion, Karlissa became the mascot of modern chaos. Maybe she'll heal. Maybe she'll go offline. Maybe she'll drop a podcast titled The Real Truth About My Family. Let's be honest. She's probably already recording it. But no matter what happens next, one thing is certain: Karlissa proved that fame doesn't just change people, it exposes them. And once the internet sees the real you, it never forgets. Because this isn't just the end of a scandal, it's a reminder that in 2025, every post is a performance and every like is applause. The difference between concern and clout chasing isn't intention, it's perception. And in Karlissa's case, perception won. If your jaw is still somewhere on the floor after all that, good. That's exactly where the story leaves you. Because the next time you see a family dispute trending, remember, it's never just about the drama, it's about the data. Every tear earns clicks, every rant racks up views, and every "I'm done talking about it" is just the trailer for the sequel. So if you survive this roller coaster of Wi-Fi warfare, you know what to do. Smash that like button like it owes you rent. Drop your hottest take in the comments. Are you Team Concerned Grandma or Team Clout Collector? Because let's be honest, the line between the two is thinner than Karlissa's patience during a live. And don't just scroll away pretending you're above it. You've been here for the tea, the memes, and the meltdowns. You might as well admit it. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next digital disaster. That makes the Kardashians look like librarians. Around here, scandals drop faster than apologies and receipts never expire. Remember, in the internet age, nothing stays private, not even your family drama. Especially if your mom's got a ring light and a vendetta. So buckle up, stay petty, and keep your screenshots ready because the saga might be over. But the chaos? The chaos is eternal. Because in the end, whether she's a clout chaser or a concerned grandma, Karlissa gave the world what it secretly loves most: a front row seat to the downfall of dignity. Streamed live in 4000. Dignity. Streamed live in 4000.